Welcome back to Crony Biker channel, and today we're taking out the NC750 from Virtue Honda Nottingham. The kind guys in there have allowed me to take a few bikes out recently. Now this is more of an itch that I've got to scratch because it's the DCT one. I think it's a nice looking bike as well. 17-inch wheels, 120/70/17. What kind of tyres are they? This has got the what are they? Mesla Torrents. Yeah. So let's jump on. All right. Now the first thing you do is you go to grab the clutch, and obviously there isn't one. The dashboard's a little bit more basic than the Transalp, although it's a little bit better than the... Let's see if we can get it into rain, user, sport. Yes, we're going to want sport. So, he hasn't actually given me a tutorial on this, but I'm sure we can figure it out. So we're going to have drive. We're on high beam, so we'll turn that off. Let's go. You ready? I keep going for the clutch and there isn't one. So I know absolutely nothing about this. Does it? Feels a bit lower. I feel like the seat's lower. No. So click it into D for drive and we're off. Oh! Now remember, there's nothing for your left side of your body to do. So yeah, this is another bike that's been on my radar. Oh, this does feel really torquey. I would say, am I imagining this or what? This feels more torquey than the Transalp on the bottom end. Mind you, saying that, we're on 3000. It's gone up into 5th gear. How many gears does this come with? I think no. So I've just asked the guys at Honda if I can take this out for another one of my little rides. It's a little itch I've got to scratch, and it's the DCT one, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to compare it again speechless. We're going to come come off here. I'm just going to open it up in second gear and we'll see what happens. So what's it feel like in the bends? Yes, it feels... This has got a 6-speed DCT gearbox. At the minute I'm in manual mode, so I'm having to do it all with my fingers. Yeah, my knees fit into the tank really nice. And of course, if you want to do a little bit of overtaking, it's just bang bang, and it really is seamless gear changing. It's really nice. Really too much vibration. I would say it's about as smooth as the Transalp and the 500. They're all really nice, smooth twin cylinder engines. I do feel though that I'm getting quite a considerable amount of wind blast around my crash helmet, although this screen looks higher than the Transalp. The Transalp felt a little bit more calm, shall we say. So this has got spotlights as well, and the spotlights come up there with their, that's quite nice. Heated grips on this one as well, which also come up in the top screen, and it's got a flash on there. We'll go that way, we'll go this way for a change. So we'll have it back in automatic. I mean, I did think that the transition to a DCT would be relatively easy for me because I ride a scooter, but I still feel like there's something missing there, because even on a scooter you've got a back brake. It just feels a bit alien. But the gearbox is lovely. Now this is really strange for me, because I took out, from Virtue Honda, I took out the Africa Twin DCT and I hated it. I just always felt like it was in the wrong gear. And I've since learned, I mean, you only get it for an hour, I didn't have it for long enough. And apparently I must have been in the wrong setting, because normally the gearbox is fabulous. Actually, we'll change lane here. I reset the trip meter, I'm averaging 85 to the gallon. Yeah. This is brilliant, this is, Jake. Yeah, it's really good. The gear, no gears to mess about with. I'll have to have your race as well, because that's faster than that, isn't it? We'll have to have a three-way race. Oh mate, it's fucking, it's a shame it feels low, that's the only thing.
Why are you showing more enthusiasm for that?
I don't know. It's wrong, isn't it?
It's low because it's hooking like a cruiser car.
It doesn't feel It does feel a little bit heavier than that. I still keep going for a It's nice doing a little testing, a bit of stop-start to see if we can make the gearbox struggle. But yeah, it's jumped straight up into second, and I'm in sport as well. Yeah, the suspension over those bumps, it feels nice and compliant. I'm quite surprised with this bike because having ridden the Transalp, I thought this would have some measuring up to do, but it's so smooth, even like that there, just I know these bikes have been updated, and this is the new 2023 one, and unfortunately I think they've made the seat lower but up to the power, which is weird. I like how it, when you throttle off, it drops down a gear. It's almost thinking ahead for you that you're going to want to do some accelerating. I like that. So I'm comparing this to the last time I tried the DCT, which was on the Africa Twin, and I've got to say I am really gelling with this one. I didn't gel with the Africa Twin, but this, I'm liking it. The thing about power is it's okay having power, it's okay having 150, 180 horsepower if it's right up the top where you don't use it every day. Now I've had big bikes, I've had 1200s in like the KTMs and the BMWs. This has got the power where you use it every day. So this road is really terribly bumpy. Speed bumps. Yeah, the suspension's quite good. I'm liking the suspension. What I'll do is I'll pull in. Right, and we put it in neutral. So today we've got the NC750 DCT 2023. Really surprising with this bike is, in terms of size, it's about the same size as the 500X. It's supposed to be an extra 25 kilos or more with only a little bit of a jump in power. I think it turns out that the power to weight on both bikes is identical. This feels a lot more torquey, and I'm really gelling with the gearbox. This one also comes with the Honda top box, the racks and the front lights. I don't know if I like that front as much, but yes, we've got a span adjustable lever on this side, which was way too close to the bar for me, so we'll change it. That's it, that's better. Now here's a party trick for you, which you've got a handbrake, and also let's have a look in here. Have you seen this? Benno, have you seen this? Jake?
Oh yeah. That's all kit in there as well.
Yeah. I want it that way, don't I?
Where's the fuel tank?
Under here. fuel tank is there.
Oh yeah. Is this it then?
Yeah, that's probably why it feels so light, because all the weight's down low. This is supposed to be 30 kilos heavier than a 500X.
Is it?
Yeah. I tell you what, mate.
It does look nice. It reminds me of the ones at the Volkswagen now. That matte grey. Oh, no, I don't know.
What do you reckon, Bano? What do you reckon as a contender? Take a photo of it with me. Get this side one on, because I want to see what I look like on it. I'll look forward. Tell me when you've took it. So you've got your modes. That's pretty good, isn't it? 78 miles per gallon, 12 volt, time, average miles an hour, gallon, average. And if you press that, it changes to there. So you've got standard, rain, user and sport, which we'll have. Or you can change that to trip A, trip B. Total 274 miles, so we should really take it a bit easy. It's got like a deeper rumble to it. Are we ready? Let's go over some bumps. These are bad as well, these bumps. Yeah, I think this feels a little bit bigger than the 500X. But yeah, the gearbox and the fueling and the gearbox are really perfectly matched. It's lovely. Stop. I'm going to put it in auto. Right, we're going to have a pull off. We're going to go, you count it in and we'll go.
3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, that was quite interesting. That was quite interesting, because I know a lot of people compare the NC with the 500X, saying that there's no difference in performance, but I can tell you there is. This feels stronger at the bottom. This feels like it runs out of revs sooner, but it's got enough torque to make up the difference, which allows it to accelerate faster because it's using the grunt. So now where we're going to go? I tell you what, I've only got this for a short length of time, but it is really growing on me. This is having more of an effect on me than it did when I got on the Transalp. I'm really liking this. We'll go Grantham. Benno, we've got to do that 50 to 70 again in top gear.
Down here, yeah?
Yeah, if we get a chance. From 40 mile an hour, I don't know if this will let me go into 6th gear. It might do. If I go into... I'm in manual now. Three, two, okay. Right, yeah, so the 500 is getting away from me in 6th gear. But that's because that's lower geared, I think, and this is not making much power in top gear. I don't know, that's a funny one, that is. That was a strange one. We'll do it again. I'll go in automatic and you can pick any gear you want. Not yet though, we're in a 40. Have we got, we don't seem to have a ambient temperature gauge on this, just like the CB500X. This is quite basic compared to the Transalp, obviously, but I'm sure this is over £1,000 cheaper. 40. 3, 2, 1. So that was in automatic mode. Tell you what else I'm finding, this it seems like a nice position as well, and you can really grip the tank. A lot of the times when I sit on a bike, these notches that you get are too low and I can't get my knees underneath them, but this seems perfect. It's almost as if my feet are a little bit further back. Yes, in the bends, obviously 17-inch front tyre, really holds the road nice. Yes, I think if I did get one of these, I'd have to definitely change that windshield or put one of those extenders on. Obviously with the NC 750 you get the frunk, which is very handy. Be able to put a full face helmet in. I'll put the stats on the screen because weight wise and power wise it's not that impressive, but actually riding it is a different story. I'm being very impressed by this bike, if I'm honest with you. It's always in the right gear, always. Where you mentally you're thinking it's going to be, this is going to catch it out. You think you're going to catch the gearbox out, but you don't. It's really nice. Yes, I feel like my feet are further back under my bum on this than the 500. Again, you see, selects the correct gear. It's fantastic. I think it's going to be this way then. Yeah, it seems really happy at slow town speeds. You do hear it change gear, but you don't feel it. It's so smooth, it's seamless. And I know Mossy did a long-term review on this on YouTube, and he was quite impressed with it as well, and now I can see what he means. Oh, I love how it comes down the box. In sport mode, it bangs down the gears like you would if you were... It bangs down the gears like you would if you were doing it yourself. So they've obviously programmed it really cleverly. Yes, this feels in fourth gear like then, if you just roll gently onto the throttle, it does feel like it's got more pickup than the 500. This is not a full review I'm doing, I'm just doing a comparison. If you've got a 500X and you're considering changing it, what are your options if you just want the next step up? This is actually a step up. It's not as big of a step up as the Transal, because that just keeps building and building up the rev range, where this doesn't, but this has got more meat. It's got more meat on it, this one has. This feels a lot more meaty. You do feel there's more mass there when you're doing this than the 500, but don't let that put you off. This is a really nice bike. I know a couple of people have said the seat does turn into a plank after a few miles, and I'm probably inclined to agree with them, because already after an hour it's starting to feel like the padding's gone out of it. But yeah, I think this would be a real good mile muncher. And it's like in terms of reliability, I don't think they've ever had a DCT failure yet. I might be wrong, but I know these bikes can go on and on and on. Oh, wrong lane. Growing on me, this is.
Growing on you?
Yeah, big time. So yeah, it's a bit late changing up the gearbox, so I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll try it in different modes. We'll put it in standard. Right, we're in standard mode now. So we've gone up into 6th gear. So let's see what 70's like. Yeah, 70 seems really relaxed. 3,500 revs at 70 mile an hour. I wonder if you can get instant fuel. Yeah, you can. 86, 103. Yeah, so this is another one of Honda's really frugal bikes, and I've got to say, it's really pleasant. See what the gear changes are like now in standard mode, because in sport it tends to hold onto the gears a bit longer and come down sooner. But yeah, we're already in 4th gear, look at 30 mile an hour. but of course you're going to pay dividends on the economy. See, we're up into 6th gear now, doing 49 mile an hour. But we are returning some impressive fuel figures. I'll put the size of the tank on the screen and the estimated range. Handlebars seem quite wide. It will still change down. Let's go. Well, compared to the 500X, this feels bigger, more spacious. Normally, as I said before, when I get on a bike, I always have to push the bars away to give myself some room, but not on this. This feels fine. Yes, I could see myself touring on one of these, but I've got to be honest, I don't like it in user. I want it in sport mode. Mirrors are perfect. In fact, the mirrors, I mean the 500X has got good mirrors, but these are even better. You know, sometimes in your biking career there's like hidden gems that you just don't know about because they're not out there, if you know what I mean. They're not the latest fashion and they get overlooked. For instance, I'll admit I'd done it with the 500X. I would have probably never known about that bike if it wasn't for my missus getting one. It's funny how the paths you get led down, isn't it? The balance is fantastic on this as well. And Honda do put it in the adventure category if you have a look on their Honda Bikes website. But yeah, changing gear doesn't bother me one bit. I love riding the scooter for not having to change gear. I'm too long in the tooth now to worry about that. Tell you why this has surprised me, because when I took out the Transal I held it in really high esteem from watching the videos, so I was expecting it to be up there, so I'd already got my preconceived ideas. Same thing with this, but the opposite. I really wasn't expecting very much from this. I really wasn't expecting this bike to be this good. Yes, it's really impressed me, this one has. I'm going to have to do some head scratching now. But unfortunately, it's time to take it back. So, would I get rid of the trusty 500X for one of these? Tell you what, seriously, this is now a consideration for me. I wish they'd just made it a little bit more adventure-y, like with a 19-inch front wheel and the seat a bit higher. That would have been the icing on the cake for me. And I do like how, I do like having the option of the paddles, up and down paddles. Engine braking's up to maximum as well when it's in manual, which means when you do feel, yeah, it's got really good engine braking actually. I can go down the box, right down to first, and obviously the clutch looks after you. So yes, it's a yes from me. Top box, imagine it with the cases on. Yeah, that has really surprised me, that has. So all that remains for me to say is thanks for watching the Crony Garage. Thanks for watching Crony Biker. Just another short video. As I say, it's not a full in-depth review. It's just my first impressions having a CB500X as my daily rider. So yes, all I'm going to say is, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you like. More videos coming along very soon. See you guys, bye.